Okay, the first thing we need to do when we're going to do a screencast, we need to decide on what program we want to record our screen with. Now, I use a program called Camtasia Studio. There are several other options out there. On the Mac, there is a program called ScreenFlow, and there's also Camtasia Studio for Mac. They are all really powerful screen recording options. Now, if you look back into the time machine that is my YouTube channel, you will find videos that are not the best screen recordings in the world. They were actually done with a free application called Cam Studio or Cam Recorder. I think they don't even make that application anymore. But what it was a free little utility you could record your screen with. The problem with that program was it didn't do a lot of things I was seeing done on YouTube at the time. I was seeing people being able to zoom in and focus on content, and I wanted to do that in my videos. So that's when I decided to take the plunge and invest in Camtasia Studio. So here's what I do. It's really basic and really easy here. I record my screen, and I do my talking, and I go through the entire presentation of the video. So you can see here. Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be answering a question. So yeah, that's where my video actually starts. And I come in. And what's cool about Camtasia is it's got a built-in video editor. So I can actually go back in and edit the screen recording after I recorded it. Which saves me a ton of time later on. So I can go and cut out all that stuff that I know I don't need. Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I'm going to be answering a question I get where I start talking and actually start delivering the content of the video. Now, one of the other things you've probably seen me do in the past is I've actually added video intros. Now, I just purchased through a service called Fiverr a new video intro. It cost me $5. I don't have it at the time of this recording, but if I were going to put a video intro in here, I would do it right after I'd say, stay tuned, which is kind of my little segue into the intro or my little break to kind of break up that content. I would put it right here. So I'm going to go and show you where I put that break in and then just kind of explain to you or show you what I would do to add that in later on. So I'm going to go ahead and right here, I believe is where I say stay tuned. Get my music. Stay tuned. Yep, I say stay tuned right there. And that's normally where I cut the video for the intro. So let's just go ahead and take you through that process. So right here to here, essentially what I do is I stop talking for a couple seconds. I say stay tuned, and I stop talking, and the intro will play. So I cut out where I paused, where my voice stopped, and then I come in and I split the video into two clips. So now I've got my little introduction and I've got my content. Now, when I'm ready to add that intro is I will import the media right in to my Camtasia Studio project. So I just went ahead and imported in an image. And it's the same process for importing videos or anything like that. You can bring them right into Camtasia Studio and add those elements in to your video. So let's go ahead, and I've got a little subscribe today graphic that I want to insert kind of up here in the corner that I'll end up making an annotation later on. So maybe let's play this video and find where I want to put it. Okay, so my music comes from a company called Smart Sound. Now, Smart Sound is probably not the most known company for royalty-free music. Maybe right there is where I want to put this graphic in. So I'm going to go and drag this in to the timeline. I'm going to line it up with the playhead. And what's nice is because it's nice and small, I can go and just move it around to where I want it. I want it kind of up out of the way in the corner. And now, because of their pricing is not the cheapest in the world, but it is definitely, and that's good. it lasts for a couple seconds and then just goes away. But right now it's just popping on and off. Wouldn't it be nice if I could fade it in and out? Well, that's where I go into my transitions. I'm just going to use a fade in this instance. I'm going to fade it in. And fade it out. So now it looks like this. Because of their pricing. Their pricing is not the cheapest in the world, but it is definitely worth looking. Perfect. So I would go through and I'd make all my cuts and all my edits. Now, you notice my audio is actually a little quiet. That's where I can come in, and I'm going to go make sure I have both tracks selected. I'm going to go to Audio. I'm going to say Enable Volume Leveling. And what that's going to do is it's going to level up my voice to this preset level that I have set it up at. So I'm going to go and just say High Level, Lean, and now it sounds like the most known company for royalty-free music because of their pricing. Their pricing is not the cheapest in the world, but it is definitely worth. Now, if I jump ahead a little bit into the video, I go ahead and I actually start to demo the software that I use. So right here is where I start talking about. Take a little listen to it. I know I start talking about. That sounds kind of cool. Right away, you can see down here, right here. I want to zoom in on this area over here to show, because I'm obviously demonstrating something there, but it's really hard to see. So that's where I come over to zoom and pan, and I make sure I have the video track selected. And I'm literally just going to grab a corner and drag her in. And obviously I'm not showing the right area, so I'm just going to move it around until the area I want to show is inside of the active area. So now my video looks like this. I have the option now. Now obviously we're seeing the entire screen, but we're seeing the active area. This area that's in full color, not grayed out, is what's going to show when I finally send this out into an export. So I'm just going to keep going. I talk about all that, blah, blah, blah. So right. Somewhere in there I say insert, and there we go. So right here I want to go and zoom back out, and I'm just going to use a little shortcut. This button will automatically resize it to fit the entire space. So I do that quite a bit. And then I talk. I talk about adding hits. Kind of right in here somewhere. Maybe I want to just focus in on that application just a little bit more. Elaborate editor in the world's pretty basic, but let's just go and show you how that works. So let's say, and I go through my entire demo. So yak. And then I do go through the exporting process. So right here where I start showing that, I'm going to go and zoom in. Done. I can come over here, I go File. I go to Export Soundtrack to Video. Right here, I'm not even going to change the zoom level. I'm just going to go ahead and readjust it so it shows the export dialog window. I just leave everything as default. I click export, I save it, and then it started the export. Then obviously I canceled it, so then I could come in and zoom back out. And obviously I would go through and I'd do the entire video. I'm just trying to do a couple of them so you get the idea. But what I do is I go through, I edit the entire video, and then when I'm done, I go up here and I go to File, Produce and Share. I say it is the MP4 only up to 1080p. I go ahead and I tap through all this and I give it a name. So I'd call this Sonic Fire Pro. And I would say finish, and that would begin the process of actually exporting this out into a video that I could produce onto YouTube. So that is how I do my screencast. Again, I use a program called Camtasia Studio. Very powerful editor of screen recordings. It allows you to do zooms, and you can even do callouts. I should show you real quick before I close the video. If I wanted to add kind of a donate today button and I didn't have a pre-made graphic, I could come in here and use a callout, and I could select one of these. They also give you some shapes. You've probably seen me use these sketch motions when I'm showing an area and I want to highlight the area of where I'm looking at and I don't want to zoom in any tighter. I can go ahead and use one of these callouts. I typically use the sketch motion rectangle because what it does, and I'll just show you here. Let's say I wanted to call attention to up here. I could do that and resize it, and now watch what happens. It draws out the little rectangle in the video. So, really cool, really powerful tools that I can use to really add another element to this video and make it look really professional, really polished. I've used this in so many cases. The applications of screen recording are endless when you have a program like Camtasia Studio. So, I hope this answered all of your guys' questions on how I do my videos. I will see you guys in the next video, and I'm out of here. Peace!